Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Maria from Under the Night Moon, and I am here today to do a flip through of all of my new journals and books for my Etsy shop. I'm going to do a video for each one separately, but I just thought I would show you as a whole all of the ones that I have. And I just think they all look so pretty together. They're definitely along the same type of color palette and imagery and so on. So I think I'm going to start with the biggest one first. They sort of go from large to medium and then two smaller ones. So yeah, and this one, I don't know how big it is actually. This one is 9 by 6 3/4 by almost maybe 3/4 of an inch spine. And then this is tied together, so it's a little under 3 inches. And it has this cute little cover piece here that I love. And so this one is one of the first wallpaper books, oops, there we go, that I have finished using the Wallpaper collection. And it's made of very durable, and let's measure this because this is almost 1/4 of an inch thick, and it's recycled cardboard, but it just was so durable that I had to use it for a book. And so on the cover, I have just some beautiful reprints. I have vintage jewelry, this gorgeous, beautiful blue piece, probably from the 50s. I don't know if you can see the sides. It's just gorgeous, and then it has all these little flowers all around. There are a few missing, but I just think as a whole it's just such a gorgeous piece to look at. And in terms of just decorative, I think it just goes so well with all the elements that I have here, which are obviously lace, trims, some seam binding, a vintage button here that I just tied on with some gold thread. I added a few roses. There's more flowers up here. I have a vintage mother pearl button. I have a wax seal there of a cool leaf, or not leaf, a feather. And the hinge is made of this beautiful upholstery fabric, and it just wraps around. Also to give the spine a little bit of durability, but really doesn't need it because this thickness goes all the way around the whole book. And so that opens up. And the theme or story behind this book mainly was like a sampler's book. So that was just sort of my inspiration. And what I wanted to do was make a book for someone who loves wallpaper, but you know, doesn't want to have 50 rolls in their house. And so I went ahead and just decorated the whole book with wallpaper. As you can see here, it's a little sample here on this cute little tag. Of course, there's lace and other things to decorate it. Some beautiful gold Dresden. I have embossed papers. I stenciled on the cover with a gold texture paste, this cool pattern. But I wanted to just kind of highlight the wallpaper and just like put a lot of samples of it in here. And so that's the cover, this beautiful beauty in her rose garden. And that just closes like that. And I have used very durable, double-sided satin ribbon. So there's 2 there to close. There's also eyelets under the paper to to hold the ribbon in place. And then as we open, on the left side is a gorgeous reprint, some beautiful Anna Griffin paper here. There's some washi trim, and then this book also is for writing. You can see that's my talent with tea dyeing. And then I have a lot of reprints. This is from Roxy Creations. She's on Etsy. I just love, she incorporates a lot of Italian imagery and Renaissance imagery into her digitals. So I just love shopping there. And then here are the first couple pieces of the samples of wallpaper that I have. And I really have spent the last month, I think, just searching for pretty wallpapers. And so I love my collection, and you're gonna see it in my work coming up, a lot of it. Here's another little piece. I use every scrap. This is actually beautiful beaded lace here, gorgeous Anna Griffin paper, which is double-sided. You can see is the other side. I have this gorgeous wallpaper here, and you can see the block printing on it. You can also feel it. I love this mustard color as well. I just love, love, love that one. And then I have just florals, florals, florals. This one is sweet with little butterflies. More Anna Griffin paper. This is more of that sweet little rose. And this book was made also in the early stages of the wallpaper, so I didn't have a lot of them. They hadn't arrived to me yet. So, yeah. Anyway, here I made this sweet little tag. It's got this fun little shoe on the bottom and a little butterfly. And I attached her to this embossed page. Again, this is for writing, so this book has a lot of papers to write on. So here you can see a whole big spot to journal, and then you can kind of see the embossing, I hope. Yeah. Again, love my gold paint. I like to add that element of like chippy old frames. Like that's always in the back of my mind when I'm using the gold paint. I'm like visioning like a gorgeous old mirror or frame that's sort of, you know, been gilded and then chipped away over time. I just think it's so pretty. So I've got little splotches of gold paint. There's a gorgeous printable here. The other side of that is ready for journaling. And then I didn't mention on the paper clip that's holding that tag, there's a vintage couple of buttons and a little milk glass bead that I took off of an earring that was falling apart. And then this just gets folded over. This book has a lot of these kind of pages, which I'm really enjoying. This piece of a magazine, a gardening magazine, just some beautiful roses. And then on the pages themselves, I've used some gold ink, and there's brown. I think it's just gold and brown. And then I have this really cool pattern on a stamp. So I've hand stamped just in different places this same pattern. It sort of is a floral pattern. So yeah, anyway, so you'll see that there. And this is just a couple of plain pages that are tea dyed. Here are just some ephemera bits and papers, more Anna Griffin paper to sort of accompany the wallpaper. And those get attached there. On the other side is this gorgeous teal lace, sort of like a little flip, but it's actually not connected, so you can put this anywhere you like. And then more wallpaper samples. This is one of my favorites. A lot of these are from the 50s, 60s. I learned that this style is called Jacobin. I think I'm saying that right. And I love, love, love this style. Some more papers. There's music. I love the edging here. Here you can see that pattern really well. This is just pink paper that I coffee dyed. Some more stamping. There's dictionary. Here's a piece of Tim Holtz wallpaper that he just came out with. Super pretty. And I gave you a little pocket out of that. And then I have this cool image here that I've used the gold paint on, which I just think it looks so cool. It's like a piece of Limoges or porcelain tile. It's just beautiful. And I love to accent that with the gold paint. The background is also embossed, so it's got texture to it on both sides. And then in the pocket is a piece of this, one of my favorite wallpapers. I just love this gray paper here. This reminds me of like an English little cottage. I don't know, there's just something about this paper that I love. So I gave you a nice piece of that. And the things that you can do with the wallpaper, obviously, with a nice jelly pen or any type of good felt tip marker. You can use certainly the fine tip Sharpies, I think would work really well. You can journal on the back. You can add a picture to the front. I do recommend using a proper glue, which would be Ranger's Glossy Accents or any type of collage medium glue. And if you need to know names of some of those besides the Ranger's Glossy Accents, you can leave me a comment and I will, you know, I'll type in different varieties that are out on the market for you. This page has just this beautiful digital. I purchased this a long time ago and I've just had it in my stash and I just think it's such a beautiful piece of paper that is definitely ready for a story. And then here's the center of the first signature. There's 2 signatures total, by the way. You can kind of see them there. I did use seam binding, this beautiful dark teal seam binding to tie them together. And then one side of this paper is embossed, the other side is not, and it's a double-sided floral. Here you can see the branding strip of this wallpaper, which is a printable. I don't own this one, but this one is really beautiful. Yeah, so this paper goes on here, and then I added just a shabby little clothespin here. Kind of going with the cottage feel. Here is the other side of the dictionary and the other sides of those journaling pages, which you can see are many. So yeah, this could be a sample journal, writing book, art journal. Yeah, and I just wanted to make sure that I incorporated a lot of samples. Here is one of my favorite purchases, definitely 60s, and it just has this sweet little rose border and print of the buds on this side. And so I gave you a nice big piece of that, and it's just a little page fold, and it's attached with this pretty rose washi tape. Yeah, and then on the other side is ready for writing, but again, more wallpaper. This one I didn't realize was pearlized, which I don't love the pearlized, but I am so obsessed with this beautiful Jacobin floral pattern that I love it. And it's just like this gorgeous pastel. It's super feminine. You know, it's like you'd see that in the drawer of a vanity, you know, where you kept maybe your makeup and things. This paper is definitely from the 50s. You can feel the texture on this one. It's a beautiful floral. So I gave you a piece of that. And then a pretty reprint of a botanical, the pretty flower there. This page is the other side and the last page of the signature with this Anna Griffin double-sided paper. And her paper is so nice. I don't remember the weight of her paper, but it's just awesome. So I use that for the cover. And then this is a reprint. And you know, this paper, I think it's vintage typing paper. Not quite sure. It's almost see-through kind of, but not really. I don't know. I love it. I wish I knew exactly what it is so I could buy more of it. But it was in like a package of different papers that I bought at a local thrift store. So I went ahead and printed this really beautiful. This is a Graphics Fairy image. And so that just folds over this. And with a felt tip pen, you can write on it. I know I have a clip for that, but I don't know. Oh, and then this little piece of this gorgeous black with the pink rose. This is one of my favorite ones. This might have been here, I'm not quite sure, but we'll put it there for now. Anyway, yeah, so that goes there. Here's another printout of a digital. And this is just a beautiful rose. I just dressed it a little, make it kind of look and feel like it was inside a book or something for a long time. And then this is the beginning of the second signature. I have more, that's just scrapbooking booking paper there. But I attached this really beautiful piece of antique lace and then this gorgeous rhinestone chunk. This is a really chunky necklace that I have. And the rhinestones are older, so they're kind of gray, but it's just so cool and old looking. So I wanted to give the book a little pizzazz. So we have that, and that's just some beautiful antique lace. And that's from my mom's studio. One of her trunks had a huge pile of antique laces. I think someone must have given her to work with, and so I have a huge box of them, sort of. And I don't, you know, I'm always afraid to use them, but a little piece sometimes makes its way into my work. And then speaking of my mom, because I do get comments how people like to hear about her studio and, you know, just things from her studio. I thought I would show you a couple of her books that I just grew up, you know, just looking through, and they always inspired me. This is one. This is from Dover. And it's just this really cool book of cartouches. I mean, it's unbelievable, the imagery in this book. Again, I just don't even know what to do with it. So I just keep it in my studio to inspire me. In order to print, I'd have to take the book apart, and we're not ready to do that yet. Let's see, I'll show you another one that she used all the time. Again, this was from Dover, and you can see it's very well loved. And this was another book that was always in her studio. I always looked through it. I love that it's just been, yeah, just got that old feel to it. And this is just imagery. This is all from the Dover you know, archive of, oops, let me see, that's probably better. Yeah, so there's some pretty wild pictures in here. There's some nudes. Like this, gorgeous. And then this one over here, this woman in archery. Like, it's just, these are just so cool. Again, like I said, I don't know what to do with at the moment. So, and then let's see, I suppose I'll show you one last one. I have so many. But this book, because she researched and designed all her dolls herself, and all of her dolls were period pieces, she probably used this book a lot, which is The History of Costume. Again, very well loved. And it even has her stamp of her studio, which I think I had the privilege of, I think she gave me that job to do one day, of just Ooh, that's a naughty picture there. Of stamping all her books. But this book is so cool because it gives the patterns. There's just everything in here. I mean, children's frocks from the 18th century. There's fans, 18th century French fans. Here's some footmen. And I always think like Hollywood designers, like look at that gorgeous coat. And some of her dolls literally had coats just like that. And if I have some of her dolls, but they're packed away, but if I ever take them out, I will definitely photograph them. There are a few on my Etsy shop. But anyway, yeah, so I know she used this book. Again, I just don't know what to do with it, so it just kind of hangs out in my studio. I don't think I could ever take this one apart, even though I know like all this stuff is probably online. But I always just think there's an artist out there that might need it. So yeah, so there's a little window of a little bit of my mom's studio, which this little antique lace inspired. So, oh no, I don't remember. These must have been on this side. Okay, so back to our wallpaper. Here's some more samples. This was actually a freebie that one shop sent to me. So I just think it's so pretty. I gave you a piece of that. This is Laura Ashley. And her patterns are absolutely gorgeous. They're modern, but they just have such a beautiful, oh no, wait. They have such a beautiful vintage feel to them. Okay, these were in here, this cute little pocket. This is more Laura Ashley here. And I made this pretty little band with the blue velvet. Pink paper here, and this is a construction paper sort of that I punched. There's some more writing paper. We're almost done. This one's big. More writing, more dictionary. This is some really cool graph paper that was blue and white. And when it hit the water, it sort of just melted the blue. And then I tea dyed it. So we got that gorgeous green. This is from an antique book. And then here's some more wallpaper samples. Again, these are from probably the 60s, but I just love that little pattern. It's so cute and sweet. And then this rose you've seen maybe in my other video of the envelope stack, but I just love this. Is so dainty. And then little seam binding paper clip holding those on. And then this is another page on that gorgeous typewriter paper. It does have a watermark on there. It says cotton fiber, so that's good. But this is another Graphics Fairy image, and I just love, love, love this beautiful graphic here. And that's on her membership site. So anyway, that gets folded over. The little seam binding clip goes up top. And then these little samples, I think, were on this side. Yeah, and then this page is the center of the second signature. This is Prima paper, so it's double-sided. It has this gorgeous marble here, and then this side is shabby pink. And so I don't get these confused, let me go back to the other side. And so this side I attached a pretty good length of this beautiful paper, ready for a story. You know, a little picture here would be fun, and then you can journal about it here. It can be made into a card. I did cut a scallop at the bottom because I think that's just very sweet. Yeah, so that's ready. And this is the style. I'm going to do more of these books because I love this sample book. You know, it's always been something that I've been inspired to do. And then this side has a fun piece of music paper, and I don't know what song it's from, but it's cool and old, and it has some pencil marks on here, who was learning, and I always love that. And that goes there. And I think one of my books coming up has Moon River I thought it was this one, but yeah. Here's the other side of that antique book and the graph paper, although, oops, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. This is another beautiful, this is a wallpaper border, but I think if I ever did go to school for something, would probably be just textile design. I would love to just color and paint flowers and come up with designs. Although I really love making journals with all these different papers. So yeah, anyway, more of that beautiful stamp. You can see it really well on this pink dyed paper. And I did it in different, you know, different parts of the paper. I tried to mix it up a little. So this one's here in the corner just for interest, you know. The other side of that sweet little punch. And little pocket. This is some Tim Holtz. This sweet little lace I just got. I love it. It's so fun. It's like jewelry lace. And then inside this pocket is this gorgeous dove image, which I just think is beautiful. And that goes in there, ready for a story. The other side is that beautiful paper. And then this is the last page of this signature. And I made a really pretty tag. It's a pocket tag. So in the pocket, well, in here I have just some samples, some lace, this gorgeous image. There's stitching. It's been embossed sort of from the corner, and then I used my gold paint. In the pocket are these two little cards. And then it's covered with the same pattern on the back. And then this is just a book page, but it's a gardening book. So it has this pretty, maybe an etching. And I think it's from it's from How to Draw. So this is the detailed study of a spray of ground sarsaparilla. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. And then more Anna Griffin paper. A little wallpaper tab here. Just like I said, I use all the scraps. This is a newer one. You'll see this paper is so gorgeous. I didn't have it in my studio when I made this book, but you'll see it coming up. And so, yeah, so this gets clipped to this side. And the tag, you can put the tag anywhere you like in the book, the owner. But I just wanted to end with something pretty. And then the back page is an embossed pink paper. And then I do like to include envelopes in my books. So this is made from just a really fun 2 different digitals. And that's ready for some pictures. I have a piece of this gorgeous pearlized paper. This is actually from Hobby Lobby, I think, or Joanne, one of the two. It's just gorgeous. More of this beautiful pink floral. And then this little wallpaper pocket I've had for so long on my desk. And I love that I'm finally able to find a home for it. You can see it has this sweet little scallop edge. And then inside are just a few cards. I have this really pretty ephemera, a perfume label, and then more of this beautiful black. This is my little statement, and I love just adding it anywhere. It just makes such a statement, and I like to use it in small pieces. So you could even cut this into thirds just to make a dramatic statement somewhere. And that's actually something I learned from my mom. If I ever did do a painting of a flower, she would always say, you know, color the background black. You know, she liked to make statements like that. So yeah, so and then the back to end with is the same as the front, just collaged beautiful Anna Griffin paper, and then some collaged embossed papers. There's some music, and then I have, I'm not sure if the camera is going to pick it up or not. It's an iridescent, okay, there we go, that's sort of cool. So yeah, for interest and just to add to the art style of this book, for interest. And then there's some collage on the spine. And then I don't know if I showed the cover properly, so we'll just do an end shot of the cover so you can see. So yeah, so that concludes the flip through of the biggest book, and I am moving on to the next few books. But again, if you have any comments or questions regarding this book, my work, any of the digitals, any questions at all, please feel free to ask them in the comment section below, and I'll definitely do my best to help. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.